Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So the weather in the UK has been insane these past few weeks. It has been so hot. I'm a massive seasonal reader. I love reading different types of books depending on whether it's sunny or whether it's rainy or whether it's snowy. As such, today I thought I would recommend you 5 summer novels that I absolutely love, that I think are perfect to read in the sun. As always, please let me know if you've read any of these books, and definitely give me some of your summer reading recommendations. I'm wanting all of the sunny reads at the moment. My first summer recommendation is Clock Dance by Anne Tyler. This novel tells the story of a woman named Willa from when she is a young girl up until she is an older woman of 70 in present day. Willa's life has always been determined by the people around her, when one day, when her son's ex-girlfriend gets shot, Willa flies across the country to look after her and her daughter and her dog. Willa then finds herself in this new community, and for the first time she is choosing how she wants to live her life. So summer just isn't summer without an Anne Tyler read. Anne Tyler is a master at creating beautiful, raw, totally believable, and usually slightly quirky characters. They always have the most painfully yet comfortingly relatable family relationships. I find her books to be so comforting and so readable. I'm always totally rooting for the characters. This one in particular is gorgeous. It is filled with themes of hope and regret and fulfillment. This strong, uplifting message that it is never too late to change your life and live it how you want to live it brings me so much joy. There are also some particularly sweet and humorous moments in here when we get to see Willa as a child. Her dialogue with her sister is just chef's kiss. This book just shines. It feels like sunshine to me. It's so lovely and also super easy to read and get through if you're not wanting something too dense. Next, we have The Switch by Beth O'Leary. This is contemporary women's fiction, romance fiction, telling the story of a 20-something woman named Lena and her grandmother. The two women are really close to one another, and one day when they're both feeling in a bit of a rut with their lives, they decide to do a house swap from their respective homes in London and a small Yorkshire town. This book is the epitome of a summer read for me. I've really been getting into this genre recently, and this one was perfect. I absolutely devoured it. I love the plot. It's sweet and intriguing and funny. The characters are all so wonderful. Lena and her grandmother in particular are fab. I love their relationship. Their voices come through really strongly, but the characters surrounding them in both locations are just as strong, and this really elevated the book to another level for me. There is such a gorgeous sense of community and the messiness of people's lives in here. There are a couple of romance storylines in here. You will be totally there for both of them. You will believe them, you'll be excited by them, you will want to know what is going to happen. This book delivers on every level. It feels so perfectly well-rounded. The perfect summer read if you want to be left feeling warm and happy. Recommendation number 3 is Strange Flowers by Donal Ryan. This is a literary novel set in a small rural Irish village in the 1970s when Paddy and Kit's daughter goes missing. A few years later, Moll returns to the village very much changed, and the family have to relearn things about one another and figure out how they can live together again. So this is for those of you who want a more beautiful, melancholy, character-focused read. Donal Ryan has some of the most sublime prose I have ever read. It is so effortlessly beautiful. As always, his prose really suits this setting and these characters and this story. Everything comes to life so seamlessly and completely. The characters in here are wonderful. I was fascinated by Paddy and Kit and their life and their relationship with one another and their beliefs. Moll as well. It was super interesting to learn about her and her experiences and how she's changed her mind on certain things. Reading this, I really felt as though I knew these characters and I could feel what they were feeling without Donal Ryan having to spell it out for me. This is a stunning story of love and loss and discovery, while also challenging assumptions within race and sexuality and faith. It is so evocative and beautiful. You just need to experience this one for yourself. Next up, we have Mary Lou is Everywhere by Sarah Elaine Smith. This one tells the story of 14-year-old Cindy and her brothers who live in rural Pennsylvania. They are massively struggling with poverty. Their mother is hardly ever around. And so when a glamorous, wealthy local teen goes missing, Cindy basically slips into her life and becomes Jude. So this is quite a strange book. Definitely those for one of you who like more experimental and quirky reads. The writing and the atmosphere in here are certainly the stars of the show. This book just feels like summer. The prose is incredibly hazy and sexy. It's very descriptive in places. While this plot is quite strange, I found it to be totally gripping. The characters are not likable at all, but they are fascinating. You will want to read about all of them. This book is all about the experience of reading it. The characters and the setting really come to life and totally suck you in. It's not a book that I've actually heard many people discuss on BookTube, so if you have read this one, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And the final book I'm going to recommend today is The Confession by Jessie Burton. This is a literary novel following two storylines. In the 1980s, two women fall in love and move to LA when one of the women's books is made into a film, and 3 decades later, a woman is trying to find out what happened to her mother who abandoned her as a baby. Searching for answers, she ends up working for and befriending an old reclusive novelist who was the last person to see her mum. Similarly to how I feel about Anne Tyler, Jessie Burton is just a summer author for me. She is one of the few authors who I think truly ticks every box. She balances character and plot and wider themes so masterfully. The characters in here are gorgeous, so complex and so well drawn. The author Constance is handled particularly well and particularly consistently throughout, while she endures change across multiple timelines. I love the female focus of this book. I love all of the different types of relationships we get to explore. There's motherhood, companionship, romantic love, the relationship with yourself, as well as rooting for the characters and the relationships in here. The plot also provides a really nice forward momentum to the book. It's realistic, but does offer a nice dose of intrigue and excitement. You'll be totally hooked while reading. One of the most well-rounded, satisfying novelists out there. This is a perfect summer read to get swept up into. So there we have 5 summer reading recommendations from me to you. Please let me know what your favorite summer reads are down below in the comments. Have you read any new ones? I would love to hear. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're enjoying the sun and managing to stay cool enough. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will hopefully see you really soon in another video. Bye guys.